Yeah. So apologies for the little delay of the stream. There's a little bit of difficulty on my side because I forgot to sign into the stream. Unfortunately, I'm on my own for the start of qualifying, but we do have EVR Sam coming as usual, Sam Thompson, so he'll be here around. So it's about 5-10 laps into the race max. But oh well, Toby's round. But yeah, it's today we're doing the Nürburgring. I believe it is the short version of the track. I'm hoping it's the short version of the track because we know that the Nürburgring is very, very, very long. But as it stands, Kryptonite's on pole, well, provisional pole, with a 150 to say the least. Jamie's in P3, Francis in P4, and Sparks in P5, rounding off top 5. Interesting note though, this is a crucial moment for the top 2, well, P2 and 3 in the championship, because this will determine whether or not they can gain some points or even potentially leapfrog Berlin in the championship race. Because if you didn't know, Berlin has been dominant throughout this season. So far, he's actually been leading the title for, well, the whole 4 races we've had so far, in both the feature and sprint race in both Spain and Austria, as he's won all of the races. So tonight we are guaranteed to see a new winner in PSGL GT, and I'm excited because I would say the favourites to win are Jamie and Kryptonite at this coming moment in time. Good day, Round Robbins. Hello, Berlin, who's actually in the chat. What a legend. Today, I believe, we have 9 people racing, so it's not a full grid, as we normally expect in PSGL GT, but it's still a good enough grid to see some mighty battles on track. So, Kryptonite's on his, I believe, 3rd lap, if not 4th lap. His tyres are looking pretty neat, so the tyre wear looks okay on this track so far. If you look in the bottom left of the screen, you can see the tyre graphic. The white on the tyres show how much health they've got. And the red shows how much it's deteriorated. So if you see the little red at the top become a lot larger and come further down, then you know that their tyres are wearing off and that they're going to need to come in for a pit stop during the race. You can also see next to that, you can see a radar kind of looking thing. That's actually the fuel. So if that gets to empty, so if it's like an arch, so if that rises and goes to the left, that means they've got to come in for fuel. But what they want to do for qualifying is they want to do a couple of laps on a set of tyres that they don't really need to get that fuel mileage down, so that they can head into the pits, not refuel their car, go onto a fresh set of tyres and have the optimal fuel and the optimal tyres for a flying lap at the end of the qualifying session. So that's the ideal run that they're going to want. Supporting the Plum, who is... Oh, wow. Sparks is already being absolutely destroyed in the chat by Round Robin. Fair play. Sparks, you're now the Plum for this race. Thank you, your friend, I'm assuming. Jamie's actually getting a toe, which is surprising. I never thought we'd see that so far. And yes, just to confirm my thoughts, I believe this is definitely the Formula 1 layout of the Nürburgring. The ones they used in, I believe, 2011, 2010. Don't mark me on that. I believe it was 2011. I'm not too sure, but oh yes, because this is a notorious chicane that is really tricky to do. What you gotta get nice and slow through this, and then you take a lot of curb on the inside of the corner coming out to this straight, and then you've got a semi hairpin. It's kind of like the Hungary one. I still need to make the cross bounty on delivery for his car. Fair enough. That's Berlin. I'm assuming it's to Spark. But yeah, I do feel the one to watch. I know Will's up there at the moment, but Jamie's had tremendous form. He's actually getting a nice, decent co-off Will, which is surprising. You've got Kryptonite, who's currently... Turn 2 is impossible, Fishy says. To be fair, mate, I completely agree. It's, especially in these Group 3 Ferraris, the turning angle. The turning angle is going to be horrendous. Let's go... Which is pretty good for you guys in the chat to be supporting it, right? It always, if they're watching the stream, would show them a bit of confidence that they have people looking after them. That's not like you, Berlin. You're normally on point with you. I'll leave you two to do it. Try do it on a maxed out Red Bull Ring car. Nah, that ain't happening. There's some up with Francis here. He's stuck in first gear, which is confusing, so it is. Oh, Will's round. We'll actually go on board with Kryptonite. He's about a quarter of the way through a lap, so we'll just ride on board with the current pole sitter, see how we can fare. I don't believe he's improving, otherwise he would have set a purple sector just then. But we'll ride on board through the really long sector, I would say. You've got this long straight, and then you've got like a mini kind of hairpin. It's sort of like Malaysia, but not with a little straight in the middle. Come round, and then you're coming up to a quite slow left-hander, but you can take it really fast if you have the grip, just like Kryptonite showed you there. So he's going to be going up to around about 140 miles an hour. And then you've got this really tricky left-hander where it can really easily lose the back end. And then you've got this right-hander, but this, I believe, if you get it perfectly, you can take this next corner flat out all the way up the hill. All the way up to the hairpin, which is, in my opinion, the trickiest corner on the track. Especially in these cars, because you have to brake at about the 80 metre board. I know there isn't an 80 metre board, but if there was there, you would brake there. Kryptonite actually takes it really well, rides a lot of the outside curb. He's going to come in, clip the apex, run out wide, ride the exit curb, and what will he improve his time? Yes, he does. He goes 3 times quicker. So that's a benchmark that everyone else is going to have to beat. Now, interestingly, we've got Will in P2 coming into the pits. I'm not too sure if he'll be able to make a run. Depends how long his pit stop's going to be. He's got 2. He might actually. Yeah, he'll probably get the run done. Shout out to Zenki, who's in P4 ahead of Francis and Sparks, which is a very solid lap for the British driver. Got Toby in P9. I don't believe he's set a decent lap so far. Just letting Will pass, so that's good sportsmanship. Sparks has gone to P4, taking Zenki down to P5. But yeah, as I said, the top 3, well, anyone's in for the win after we saw in the Spanish sprint race at the end. Like, it was absolutely carnage. And in the Austria sprint race, if you missed it, I would strongly go watch the sprint race lap 1 once you've watched this, because it was absolutely incredible. 4 wide on lap 1. I was screaming through the rooftop. Kryptonite seems to be a lot more confident than we've seen other people. Look, we'll have a look at Will. Will's gonna run a bit wide of lag here. He says he's drifting, but I was... Oh. Is he still stuck in first gear? No. Francis might have a little bit of a problem here. Or there's just a lot of lag. Well, that's a lap from him so far. We've got Will on a lap. He's about halfway through the lap, 3/4 of the way through the lap. And then we got Jamie, who's actually purple in the first sector, so that's interesting. Nope, no, he's in the first sector actually, my apologies. Well, we'll ride on board with Jamie because he's coming to the end of his lap. This could be a mega run from Jamie. He could even get pole from Kryptonite, who's looked dominant so far. He's coming up to this, I would say, relatively quick hairpin. He needs to make sure he don't lose the back end, so he gets a lovely run onto this. Oh, flag. Lovely run onto the straight, heading up to this. Oh, He's still up, he's still purple. So he's going to take this corner flat out. He's going to ride a bit of the entry. Yep, same thing. Entry curb. And then he's going to have to brake a fair bit for this left-hander. But if he can do it, he's going to get a good run out of here. And then he's going to just be flat out all the way up to the chicane. He's not on pole. He's not setting the pace at the moment, though. It's actually Will that's setting the pace at the moment. By 900ths of a second. Jamie's going to come through the chicane. This could determine pole here. He's going to not take as much curb as we've seen other people take. The qualifying is officially finished, but anyone on the lap will be able to complete it. Where's Jamie going to place his car on the grid for the race? Is it going to be pole? No, he only improved by 8 100ths or 1000ths. We'll have a look at Will, though. Will he go pole? No! By 3, he lost 3 tenths in the last sector. We saw that by Jamie as well. Kryptonite just seems to have the edge on everyone in the final sector. That's really interesting come the race. He must just be able to nail that chicane. Because we've seen other people massively struggle through the chicane, but it looks like Kryptonite's got the edge. So unless... I don't even think anyone else is on the lap. So yeah. Here's your order. Well, no, it won't let me see the order. A little bit grainy, because I mean, getting there Kryptonite, so that's Bellin actually congratulating Kryptonite on the pole position. So you got Kryptonite on pole, Will in P2, Sparks in P3, Zenki in P4, Jamie in P5, Francis in P6, Toby in P7, and I'm not too sure what his name is. I apologise. I'll actually... No. So it's lights out and they're off. I just have to do that so we get a good angle. So we got Kryptonite in first by Will. Actually having a look up the inside, we'll go on board with... Oh, whoa, look at Zenki. Zenki, what's happened there then? Zenki's up to P2, Toby's up to P3. Mega start from Toby. Absolutely amazing start from Toby there. Will's out in the lead by already 6 tenths of a second. Where have Zenki and Will come from? Because Jamie's lost out from the start. Kryptonite's gone from first to fourth. Zenki and Toby have come from nowhere. That's actually, yeah, fair play to you two. They're going to want to keep it, because it's only a 16-lap race compared to the other two races where it's 20 laps. And if Zenki and Toby can keep it in this position, then it's going to be a massive result for these two. Zenki's actually keeping hold of Will at the moment as well. Ooh, that's what I was on about. They need to make sure they keep it planted through that corner, otherwise they're either going to go into the gravel or burn their tyres. Kryptonite has to be fuming out of his nostrils from this. He's going to be absolutely... Well, I can't say what I was about to say. But he's going to be absolutely fuming. Oh no, that Zenki round is bottled. Oh, that's such a shame. He was doing so well, he had such a good start. But oh, who's that? Why can't I spec that? Don't like this game. I believe it was Tom Soft, I believe he's the one that's crashed. Toby's in P3, he's actually been overtaken by Kryptonite, unfortunately for him. Zenki's lost a lot, he's actually just full on cut that corner. Francis, well, there's a massive just train then from Kryptonite all the way back to Belvica, I believe. Francis Mario Kart's going to go for the move. He looks like he's got the star. Looks like he's got the mushroom. Is he going to go up the inside? He's going to try for it. He's going to force Belvica to go wide. He's going to have the inside line. There's a bit of lag, but Francis gets the move done. Good move by Francis there into turn 1. Now we've got Jamie, Toby. To be fair to Toby, although Kryptonite got pole and Toby was down in what, I believe it was 8th in qualifying, he's got up to P3, but yes, he's been overtaken by Kryptonite, but he's not exactly falling back. Although he does have to keep an eye on his wing mirrors, because Jamie is setting the pace behind him, and he's gaining rapidly. But look at this is dream work from Will. He's going to be absolutely punching with joy at this point in the race. He's got a 2.5 second lead, which is a massive lead in Gran Turismo Sport. And these cars are equal, so the only I would say the only thing that could happen is Will either drops off massively or he makes a mistake or he's got it in the bag. He's setting purple sectors and he's having a wonderful time in the lead. But the battle to watch at the moment is, well, Jamie on Toby. I believe the next overtaking move that's realistic, if he wants to be brave, is into the chicane. He's going to get a mega run after being flat out the whole way up. He's actually setting the pace now ahead of Will. Jamie, he's right up his backside. Is he going to go around the outside, inside? What's he going to do? He might go for it. He's not going to go for it, though. That's surprising. I thought he would have at least tried to go for it. I know it's really hard to overtake in the chicane. Well, the chicane's really hard to do no matter what you do, but I really did think that Jamie was going to have the pace to do that, though. I'm put in the comments who you think he's going to win, because at the moment, yes, it's Will, but no, actually, no. Let put your top 3 in the chat in the order that you think is going to happen, because that'll be interesting to see if Jamie actually promotes to have up to P3 ahead of Toby, who's slowly falling back and has now got Sparks joining the battle. So yeah, just get your top 3 predictions in the chat. Okay, Frank, I'll slow down the camera for you. I apologize. I try and be slow. I just try to keep up with every single bit of the action at the moment. Ooh, you can visibly hear the wheel spin that they're getting in this cockpit cam. It's absolutely immense. You can hear the roar of the engine. I have to say, it's like one of the Formula E cars, to be fair. Oh, Sparks, he might have a run on him. Sparks gonna have the run on him to the chicane. Ooh, Toby gets all over the place. Sparks is gonna have the run. He's gonna go around the outside. Is he gonna get the move? They're side by side. Is he gonna go around the outside of the chicane? We'll ride aboard with Toby. Is Sparks gonna go for it? He's gonna try. He gets the move done already. Wow. He just had the straight line speed to get past him before. Unless he outbraked him. But I don't understand how he's just massively got it. Fair play, Sparks. Now it's all eyes on Francis, see if he can catch these. Tom's unfortunately 29 seconds behind at the back. Will's got a 2.2 second gap, so Kryptonite is gaining on him. Jamie's in P3, actually only 1.1 seconds, so he's keeping in contact with Kryptonite, so he's not falling too far back. You've got Sparks who's actually catching them. And then Toby who, oh, just as I was about to say, he's going to try and keep up with them. He almost loses the back end. Good save though. It's a bit quiet at this point in the race, but I mean, it's a Nürburgring, anything can happen. It's a lot of kind of hairpin-esque corners, and these back ends on these cars, they're really hard to control when you've got zero traction on. I'm not too sure what each driver has, because it varies from 0 to 3, I believe, if I'm correct. Tell me if I'm wrong, but I believe 3 being the maximum traction. It might even be 5. I'm not, no, it's 5 to 1 on power. 1 means you're going the quickest, but you're burning more fuel, and 5 means you're going the slowest, but you're conserving more fuel. Yep, that makes sense. Oh, Will's just lost 2 tenths. He's on the gravel. Oh, Will's just lost 5 tenths in 2 corners. Well, a corner and a straight. That's interesting. We'll have a look at the fuel real quick. Oh, actually, Zenki on Francis. Lucky I went for a look at the fuel. This could be a mega move. He gets it around the outside. He's going to try it. Oh, he's going to be pushed off. He's going to force to cut the corner. But look at Belvica's point of view. Ah, Francis comes into the pits. Mario Kart's coming into the pits. So that's that's a really early stop actually on lap 4. Look at Belvica though, he's going to have the run on Zenki. Is he going to go for the move up the inside of turn 1? Or the outside of turn 1, depending on how it feels. Zenki's going to cover the inside. Is he going to do a switch back? Is Zenki going to run wide? No, Zenki clips the apex and takes the corner nicely. So, the battle now is just the battle for second, effectively. And actually first, because there's only 1.5 seconds between Kryptonite and Will. I don't know why it doesn't let you stay in that cockpit cam, it's quite fun. We're right on board with a lap of Sparks, see just visually how much he can actually gain over a lap. You can see just looking at the wheel how little movement they're having to put into the wheel. And through this corner you can see how much like it changes. Because they're almost completely turning it, what, 180 degrees just to get around that hairpin. I feel like Sparks is falling a little bit further back on this lap. And actually, Jamie seems to be getting like where Kryptonite seems to be getting closer and closer to Will. So it's really, really weird. Because you've got Will that was, oh, is that Kryptonite on the grass a little bit? Not by the looks of it. But you've got Will that he had such a commanding lead of 2.5 seconds at the start of the race, and now it's really deteriorating. It's 1 second, the Will's coming into the pits. Oh, what the hell is happening now? Yeah, ignore that one. Toby also comes into the pits. We'll have a look at how much fuel Will puts in. Oh, he didn't put any fuel in. Will did not put any fuel in. He comes out in P4 ahead of Belvica in P5, and he's, what, 5 seconds behind Sparks? Oh, give it a sec. I'll back out of this so the lag stops a little bit. Go back into spectate. But yeah. Oh, actually, Belvica has just been passed by Toby, I believe. Didn't quite catch it up, but Francis is coming up to him after pitting for fresh tyres. And Francis didn't refuel his car either, if you look at his fuel meter. Kryptonite's in a beautiful position though, because he's got quite... his tyres aren't the best, but he does have time and free air to push as like a stabbed rat at the moment. But you've also got Will behind him pushing like an even worse stabbed rat. Because you can see he's already catching up to the back of Sparks, who hasn't even pit yet. Yeah, if you are watching the stream and you don't actually race in this league, but you have GTS and you do enjoy GTS, I strongly recommend it, because yes, okay, you've got the likes of Kryptonite, Jamie, Sparks, Will, and Bellin when he's here, and Francis on his day, that are really good. But you've also got people like Toby, Belvica, and Zenki, who are, you wouldn't say they're the best drivers in the world, but they still manage to get constantly good battles out of it, and it's a lot of fun for them. You can visually see though how much it means to them that they're actually being able to fight with the big boys in this league, because it's not like Formula 1, it's a lot closer. So if you are watching the stream and you don't actually race in this, but you would like to start racing in GTS, I strongly recommend starting here, because you're not expected to get wins, you're not expected to get podiums. All you're expected to do is have a bit of fun, have some good battles on track, and do your best. So if you are thinking about joining a GTS league, I strongly recommend this one. There are streams every week. Every single battle tried to be covered throughout the field from top to bottom. And no matter what, you're pretty much guaranteed to have a fun race, because you're never going to be on your own. And if you are on your own at the back, you're on pole for the sprint race. So it's a win-win, to be fair. So if you are in the stream, contact someone, and Francis, I believe, is the admin for this, so just contact them and ask to sign up. But it's really worth it. Look at this though, Francis on Toby. It's been brewing up for a couple of corners. Francis gets a lot very leery. It's not even a little bit, he's quite a bit leery, to be fair, out of that right-hander. Oh, You can see how much he's braking later than Toby, because he is closing up to his rear end. Oh, I was about to say gearbox, but I don't even know if the gearbox is at the back of the car and these things. But yeah, just to point out, I'm not too sure, but I believe Kryptonite might be in the top 3 in the championship, and if he wins this race, which I don't think he's going to do actually based on how close Will is to him. Well, to be fair, any of these, if they win the double race like Berlin's been able to do twice, then that's going to be massive in the title fight, as Sparks pits and Kryptonite pits. So that should shake things up. Will Jamie come into the pits? No, Jamie stays out. Is Toby gonna pit? No. I'm not too sure if Toby's actually pit already. I know Francis definitely pit. But yeah, we're halfway through the race exactly. Francis has got half the amount of fuel, so he might have to do some fuel conservation. There you go. Oh, hello. Kryptonite's on the back of Jamie. Kryptonite's just come out the pits and Jamie hasn't pit yet. I wonder if this pit lane is just really short, because it's only a 5-second gap between Kryptonite and Will, which is massive compared to what it was before they pit, to be fair. But compared to a pit stop in, say, Austria or Spain, which was like, what, 10 seconds max? It's about 7 minimum. It's a massive difference here at the Nürburgring. I expect to see Jamie in this lap because his tyres are... Oh wait, am I missing something here? Hang on, let me check real quick. Is Jamie pit? I don't think it's going to tell us on this, but it might have. Oh, this is a nice little graphic. But we'll have a little look at Jamie. So Jamie's been... Yeah, no, Jamie has definitely pit then. Because he was down in P6, so Jamie's pit and has actually jumped Kryptonite. That's interesting. Oh, wait. Sparks has actually gone from P9 in this race to P... Okay, this is a really weird graphic. No, actually, I believe... Oh, wait, what's happened? I don't know what's happening with these graphics. These graphics are really confusing me. I'm going to stay off them. I'm just going to sit to the racing. Kryptonite's all over the back of Jamie, though. Francis is in for a second stop, which is confusing to say the least. Alright, Berlin, if you're still in the chat, seeing as your championship leader, who do you think is going to win the sprint race? I'll give you that one because it's unpredictable. Who do you reckon is going to win the sprint race? If you're still in the chat, let me know. But as it stands, this is the only real battle on track, so we'll just keep an eye on Kryptonite and Jamie. But this could be a race-long battle. Yeah, there's 7 to 8 laps left, and there's everything to play for. If Will makes one little mistake, he's only 4.8 seconds up in the lead. If these guys are racing in this camera angle, then fair play, because it looks absolutely horrific to drive in. It's a really nice to look like spectating, because you get to see the angle from like a driver's point of view in real life. Oh, is he going to go for it? If he doesn't go for it, then I'll carry on what I'm saying. Is he going to go for it? No. But as I was saying, to drive in it must be horrific, because you've got everything around you, and you've got like this really small space to pick your braking point, to change gears, to sort out your traction. And it is incredible what these drivers do when they're in these kind of angles. Kryptonite looks like he's gonna have a run on him, but he doesn't seem close enough. For some reason, he's just not getting the exit out of the last corner that he needs to make a mount on a challenge on Jamie. Shout out to Tom though, who's still driving in this race even though he's 48 seconds behind the leader. Shout out to him for actually sticking with it. Francis dropped from what I believe was P6 in quali, now down to P8, which is disappointing for him. Zenki after going all the way up to P2 at one stage in this race, down to P6. Toby, who was also in P2 in this race, down to P5. Sparks, I believe, is at a race best in P4 after all the pit stops anyway. I know he was in P2, but I wouldn't really count that as a race best purely because he wasn't on par with everybody else pit stop wise. Kryptonite's 2 places down on where he started, so we'll be disappointed. And Jamie's had a mega start to the race. But the main shout out is Will, but we'll keep an eye on this battle between Kryptonite and Jamie, because Kryptonite just seems to have the better pace over him, and he's really beginning to rattle Jamie. Ooh, Jamie loses the front end a little bit. This is where Kryptonite needs to make the ground. Kryptonite keeps getting too leery out of this corner. It looks a lot neater this time. Jamie gets a bit leery off the curb. Kryptonite seems a lot closer coming across the line this time round. Is he gonna have a chance at the move? He might have to risk it. Is he gonna send one? He's about a tenth or two too far back to make the move and make it stick. I feel like he's going to have to send one somewhere if he wants to make the move stick, because he just seems a bit too far back at the moment. What's happened here then? Jamie's in the lead. Will has pit. Will has made a second pit stop. Jamie's leading this race. I was about to say Grand Prix, but it's not F1. Sparks to P. What's happened to Will? Why is Will pit? Someone try and make that sound understanding to me, because he's off the grass, onto the grass, in P4, and it's pit. Wow, this is now, the battle for P2 has become the battle for the lead, after bizarrely, Will has piled into the pits, and he's now 6 seconds off the lead. That's really confused me, because I didn't spot that until I saw that Jamie was in P1. I thought Kryptonite may have got past Jamie and the Will was in P1, but no, Jamie's leading this race. Jamie could be on for a race win here and claim the first non-Berlin victory of the season. Jamie's coming into the pits, is he? Why is Jamie coming into the pits? Have they not got enough fuel? Well, no, because if you look at their fuel on the side, Jamie had 32 percent of fuel left. Sparks has got about a quarter of his fuel gauge left, and so is Kryptonite, and it's been a quarter of the way through the race. Jamie may have just thrown away a potential victory here, because he's come out 2.5 seconds behind Will. Hang on, we got the lag thing again, let me just... No, that's really confused me, that has. Because Jamie and Will may have just thrown away a potential victory each. Unless they can find some speed, get past Sparks and Kryptonite, they've got a problem, because we've seen throughout this whole race so far that it's notoriously really difficult to overtake. Because we've seen Kryptonite stop behind Jamie for what? 6-7 laps of the race out of 12. Will had a commanding lead and he may have threw all the way. He's up to P3, but compared to P1, that is really bizarre. I really don't know why Will and Jamie have pit from P1 and 2, especially when Jamie inherited the lead when Will pit. Oh, no, we're not dealing with this. I'm struggling to comprehend why this has just happened. I can't for the life of me see why Will and Jamie have just thrown away what they had on 1-2. They've just handed Spark second place on a track that is really hard to overtake. Oh, hello, Sam. Sam's actually in the party now. Alright, yeah, I'll just fill you in. Will's been leading this race and pretty much start to finish. Jamie was in P2. Now, both left Kryptonite and Sparks in the lead.
Okay.
They've thrown away a win. Unless they can get past both of them. Are you in the lobby?
I'll turn it up late. No, I'm not gonna join the lobby.
Alright. The lobby's been very, very laggy. So I'm having to back up.
Great.
But yeah. You're back and you've missed a really confusing past 2 laps. Well, 13 laps.
Oh well, I'm here for the sprint race. Hopefully the sprint race can be less confusing. We've got
Tom's actually going to be on pole for the sprint race. Who's in P9. Yeah.
Any new drivers or?
Tom
is a new driver.
Yep. So he'll be on pole for his first ever sprint race. Berlin's not actually here. So.
Yeah, I think he said something about that actually. He said that he would be here tonight, so.
Oh, hang on, the screen's gone black, so I'm gonna have to reset it. I'll restart it in a sec. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Huh?
What? I've got one of those.
How do I end the stream?